Hey everybody, how you doing? Hopefully you're having a great weekend. Wanted to get out a video just to go over some general market thoughts and some setups I'm looking at for next week. So this is the SPY S&P 500 ETF. We've been talking about this for a while. It's been trading in this range for the last couple weeks. Almost broke out of it late last week. So if you're bullish, you really want to see us get out of that range. The next level to worry about is this 270 area, that gap down from mid to late March. And then another thing to worry about, there's been a lower highs here on this intermediate term basis. So you'd want to see that broken, and the next step would be clearing that 280 level. So just something to watch. And if you're bullish, you definitely need this, 257, 258, and that 200 day to hold. So we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe we'll get some resolution there this week. Um, QQQ ETF running into some resistance right here, around 165. A lot of selling there, in that in late March. So a big area to watch there. If the selling picks up, you can always um, look to trade one of the inverse ETFs. This is QID here. You can kind of see if you set your stop against this 1160-ish area, maybe we get a run to the 200 day or so, which is about 18% up. So just some ideas there. One thing I'm really watching is gold and the metals. This is GLD, the gold ETF weekly chart going back to 2016. So we've been making some higher lows here, coming up against this downtrend line. I'd really want to see this 128 to 130 area clear, and I think that'd be very bullish for gold and a lot of these miners. I don't want to get too excited yet because we need confirmation. Um, and I was kind of thinking earlier this year I was getting ready for gold to run. It never really took off, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But if it does, we're going to be prepared. Some gold names I like. Tahoe Resources. This is one. This area just above $5, 505 has been a big area. It's been support here, 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 turned into resistance. Technical analysis 101 here. Resistance, resistance, and it's trying to scoot above it. So if this could get up to 510 or 515, I think that'd be a key development, and this one might be ready to run. CDE, I'm going to pull up the weekly chart on this one. It broke out of this downtrend line, cleared some horizontal resistance there. You could see it around 8, 25 or so. This is one I actually bought on Friday, and I alerted members at ttptrading.com. So I'm looking for this one to run. This looks beautiful on multiple time frames. Here's a chart I use. This is the weekly chart here, just to give a quick view at the different time frames. Here's a daily breaking on that downtrend. Monthly, it kind of looks like it's starting to curl up. So really like this one. If it doesn't work, you can always set your stop under that key $825 areas there. So energy's been hot. Here's MPC, Marathon Petroleum, kind of has a cup and handle pattern to it. We'll see how this one moves next week, but I'd say this area around $74 is a good area to trade around. This one could get scooting. Earnings aren't for a couple weeks out, but if energy stays hot, this is one it's not too extended. We have our defined risk there. Dow DuPont, this one looks really bad. This area here, $68 or so, was big. It was support all in here. Kind of tested it here, broke below it. Now we're right back to that area. So I think this would be a good potential short candidate, anywhere below the 68 level. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Then how about the banks last Friday? All beat their earnings estimates. You see pre-market, they're trading up pretty decent, and then they all get smacked. Here's JP Morgan. It got up to this gap fill here from March 21st, got smacked down. Citigroup got up to the gap fill there, got smacked down. Big level to watch here is this yellow highlighted level, 71, 72. If it could stay above that, I could see this having a chance. But if it gets back below that, I think it could be trouble for this one. Wells Fargo just can't get going. That's just a really ugly chart. Visa, it's getting to that gap fill area. So this one might be a potential short candidate if it starts turning down against that. Maybe we get down to the 200 day or so. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Or if you're not liking the whole sector, you can always trade an inverse ETF. Here's FAS. This is the 3-time levered one here. You got your this gap around 1050 to 1070. You can trade it against there. maybe you get a run up to the 200-day or so, about 20% higher. So something to keep in mind if those bank stocks pick up where they left off late last week. Here's a bullish idea. I'm very neutral on the markets right here. I can't really. You look at the charts, or I look at the charts, and I could see right now. I just see chop. So I don't really see. I see a long-term uptrend that is still in place, in my opinion, but it's under some pressure. In the shorter term, it just kind of chops. So I'm trying to find some setups both on the long side and the short side that have defined risk and could offer a good return potential. And this is one on the long side. I like Nike. We have this area here around $67 that acted as resistance here, broke above it, came back, went just below it, retested. Friday, Thursday had a nice bullish candle there, and then Friday kind of gave some back, but still closed above that level. So this is a good candidate here. I expected at least maybe to return to those highs around 70 and hopefully a bit higher. So keep an eye on that one this week. Caterpillar's been in this descending triangle for a long time, kind of popped out there temporarily, right back to that downtrend line. So watch this one early next week. We'll see what happens. It'd be bullish if it could push above that trend line. Bearish obviously if it breaks below that. So until that happens, we'll just watch this one. DVAX. This is a biotech name. It caught my eye. It's got this $20 level that was support here, turned into resistance, broke above it, kind of dipped below it Friday. So if it could reclaim this level, take out 2050 or so, this could be a trade idea on the long side. So just wanted to get that one on your radar. CCJ, another one, had a nice run the last couple weeks. Actually 2 weeks ago. Last week it kind of just stood still. But this area here around 980 or so, if it can kind of consolidate above that, if it starts taking back off, this one might get a nice run into it, into the double digits, $11 or so or more. So good potential there. Two regional banks, Latin American banks here. This one is BSMX, kind of showing a bottoming pattern, almost a inverse head and shoulders kind of look, but whatever you want to call it, this area around 750 has acted as resistance. We're right about at that area. So if we can crack through a little bit, we can get a push up here. Maybe we get up to the 200-day or this consolidation around 817, which would be a pretty good trade. Now, another one is BMA. This one's just been really tightly consolidating lately. It's holding this downtrend line. If you could break out of this downtrend and above some of this range where it's traded recently, say 111 or so, this one has a nice potential on the upside. So those are just a few ideas I had this week. So hopefully you found that helpful. If you want to check out ttptrading.com, that's where myself and CJ Agresta give out our live trade alerts and watch lists and things like that. Feel free to holler at me if you have any questions. I appreciate your time, and have a great week, everybody. Take care.